The livest one, like I'm from Bedford Stuyvesant, the realest, straight from Philip, straight from the Avenue. That's right. If you're already tuning in, you are tuning in to the photography plug. I hope you're enjoying the videos and the rails we are putting out, our celebrity rails for the public to view, buy different items, shoes, apparel. And let's become bigger than your average mall. That's right. We can sell so many products on it. We like to, first of all, thank God and our families for getting us this far. But second off, we'd like to thank our partners. That's right, our partners at YouTube for allowing this platform, let's not use any profanity, on this platform. But welcome tonight. Tonight is Thursday night. That's right, Thursday night in America. And the buzz is still, that's right, that buzz is still right there in New York City. And they're talking P Diddy. Diddy being arrested in NYC. Welcome to the photography plug. We'll go ahead and start the show tonight. Now, it was a report a day ago saying the exact jail that P Diddy is in is actually hell on earth. I don't know any jail in the United States of America or worldwide that is a pleasant place to live. I mean, maybe if you get locked up way up in the mountains somewhere, some local sheriff might arrest you and take you home and have his wife cook you potatoes, steak, and gravy. These things do happen in these small rural towns, and maybe you just work off that debt as an indentured servant or inmate. Seeing a black woman today in shackles as she's trotting and running with those shackles on like it's nothing. It crossed my mind. Is slavery still exists? You have to think about that ambiance of a question. That's right. Does slavery still exist? I thought about that young lady today in the courtroom as she ran around and hopped around in those shackles, kind of like when Mike Epps told that story. That's right, remember Mike Epps told that story about that older lady, but this is a very young woman. And she was just trotting around in those shackles, ready to be escorted back to Georgia. And in my mind, honestly, I thought this is some type of modern day slave ship. They do exist. And welcome to our first comment tonight. And they said slavery has been remodeled into prisons. A very good comment. Welcome to the photography plug. I greatly appreciate everybody who's been supporting us. Subscribe, and tap twice the screen, and actually that is a like. You can like and donate. Remember, on this page we talk capitalism. Now, as we see the gentleman serving these huge hotels, that's right, we hope that they have some 401k put away. We hope that that allocation is real. But back to the subject at hand. That is very true. That subject about P. Diddy being incarcerated. Now, everybody's talking about this issue. You can go to MSNBC. You can go to CNN. You can go to Fox. You could go to all of these different companies. And you better believe that the buzz is still there in New York, awaiting one of the more anticipated trials of this century. That's right. P. Diddy doesn't have all of those pictures on the Met Gala carpet for no reason. Yes, P Diddy could have possibly, his career was so good. That's right, his career was so good with all of those artists. He could have been there with Kanye West running for president of United States of America. That is very true. Yes, P Diddy, with all of those amazing, we're talking hell on earth for P Diddy. That's right, hell on earth for P Diddy. So we just had technical difficulties. We're gonna. So we just had technical difficulties. We're gonna say, try to say that P Diddy was living. I mean, very few people in the world ever get that opportunity to live that luxury lifestyle like a P Diddy. And now all of a sudden, you got to think he's he has to be. That's right. Listen to me closely. Now, P Diddy has to be at the point of now his second day locked up. What are you doing on your second day of being incarcerated? What exactly are you doing on your second day of being incarcerated? You're starting to listen to the inmates. Maybe P Diddy is there listening to the inmates talking in the other room or through pews. Some terrible technical difficulties. So let's wait a while till we get into a location. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're with the photography plug, welcome to the photography plug. But I think this subject is going to take off. That's right. Yeah, you think about the second day that he is incarcerated, right? That very second day. What are you doing as an inmate? You're starting to do push ups. That's right. You are starting at that point to do sets of push ups. And P. Diddy is not a small guy. So will he use that money to influence his power while he's incarcerated? Offering not just his jet, but offering some up towards $50 million for bond. I mean, that's very hard for a local district attorney in New York making $150,000 or $200,000 a year. That district attorney only makes about $200,000 a year compared to P. Diddy being able to make 50 some odd million dollars, a net worth being close to. That's right. P. Diddy's net worth has been calculated close to 500 some odd $1 million. So you can imagine how much that can buy a person. How much can that how much can that influence a trial, even a federal trial? You think about that federal trial. How much could that actually influence a federal trial? A federal judge. If you have 50 some odd $1 million at your leisure, you think about 50 some odd $1 million at your leisure, you have that influence. So comment, 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 donate, donate, donate. Somebody said get your likes up. Maybe some people don't understand how to like. I was on somebody's live feed the other day and I was trying to figure out how do I like it? Tap twice. You can like the video. You can donate and you can be a part of this movement that we call the photography plug, where your voice does count. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in tonight to this wonderful forum. And you're with the photography plug. So I'll be reading some of these comments now. Somebody commented, bro, what is up with the Obama service? Let's make sure that your insults captivate the world. That's right. Even being influential in your comments and your likes. But this is a forum that should be more of a serious forum where we can start having that allocation come in all over the world. We were actually speaking to individuals from South Africa. That technology gives you that option now. So tonight, this is a Thursday night. It's hot and humid out here. We are talking P Diddy. That's right, Diddy being arrested in New York City in that Manhattan hotel. That's right, Diddy being arrested in that Manhattan hotel and now incarcerated. You think about Diddy being incarcerated in one of the worst jails in American and world history. Now, most of us here tonight on this forum do not understand New York. So if we go to New York, we might not be accustomed to the rats. Maybe Diddy is accustomed to the city. So maybe P. Diddy is a lot tougher than what we can imagine. Maybe Diddy is there doing push-ups in his cell, getting ready for his first fight. Using that money like a Suge Knight. Suge Knight was bankrupt and is bankrupt. I'm not sure what his net worth is. Probably a lot better since he's incarcerated. But when Suge Knight was the whole death row fell, and that connection with Tupac Shakur, that very connection with P. Diddy, the industry itself, the influence itself. Your older sister's parties were controlled by P. Diddy. That's right. The people that you looked up to in high school looked up to P. Diddy, if you're of that age group. So you think about that influence that Diddy had over the years with Biggie Smalls, with Craig Mack, with Shine, with all of the artists that he had on Bad Boy, and the control of all of his girlfriends and the control of that very empire, that empire that controlled the world musically. Bad Boy was one of the biggest record labels ever to exist to this date. And now the net worth doesn't go down, it skyrockets. Anytime you become not just famous, P. Diddy is now infamous. People all over the world are talking about those 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That's right. They're there talking about Diddy and how he, and one thing I want to say, Drewski better be very careful. That's right. I said it. Drewski. Or Drewski, if I didn't pronounce it right, help me pronounce it somehow, some way. We'll figure out that technology. But he's in trouble for formatting that abusive system. If I was anybody that was on a Drewski show, he'd be the next. Now, he's not a P. Diddy. He's a very new comic. But the important thing is, if you're on those shows and you're abusing people, you have that opportunity to actually be prosecuted from the district attorney of New York City, prosecuted from district attorneys in Atlanta, Georgia, prosecuted from any of those district attorneys, and mostly male white district attorneys. And in this case, in Diddy's case, they imported a district attorney that was black. That was a very good strategy, because if it was a white district attorney, we could very well say, well, it's a white world against a black man that's very influential. And a lot of people are still saying that. Now, a lot of people are saying, yes, Diddy, of course, he had some type of sexual issues, but he didn't break the law. He was a law-abiding citizen, and that he transformed the black community like a Jay-Z. That's right. They're saying that Diddy was an upholding citizen and didn't do any of those things that people are saying. The possibility of the technology of Diddy actually looking at this, okay, it's not a reality, because they're making sure he doesn't have. And we're still live. I had an interrupting phone call. I am live. I don't accept any calls on my phone unless it's business. So please, if you know me and you happen to know my phone number, never call me, just text me, because I will not pick up my phone for Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in and the jail situation with him being in one of the worst jails in American and world history, right near the University of Columbia. That's right. Diddy is right near some of the most exclusive colleges in world history, but he's not at a college campus to do a show tonight. He's there in a penitentiary that is surrounded by knives, surrounded by individuals ready to get to Diddy. You got to think if you're there on a traffic warrant and people are probably real criminals use the system. People talk, what was that West Coast individual, Mac? I can't think of his name, but his dad came and said, Mac's not a gangster. He had beef with for over 20 years. That was his father came out. But when we talk Mac and those people that use the county jail for a hotel, that's right. Some people go and say, I go to the county jail to for a hotel. Those real criminals and those habitual felons, also those lifers, and the people that are there on mob charges. He's in New York City. He's not in one of those small cities. That's right. Diddy's not there in a small city. He's actually in a big city. So again, a little technical difficulties. Comment. Let us know. Let us know you're alive and well tonight. I think the mobility lets us know that we're still on live and we are still live. A little technical difficulties here, but you think about that lap of luxury that P Diddy comes from. That's right, that lap of luxury that Diddy is used to, his assistants. I mean, only the very few in the top 1% see that type of a luxury lifestyle. I don't even think Bill Gates, he has the money, but he's not catered to and kept up like a P. Diddy. Warren Buffett stops at McDonald's and gets his number 2 every morning. But P. Diddy loves and enjoys that lifestyle. We will stay in motion and we will stay in motion for that life. Let us know what you think. This is the forum where your voice counts. A lot of people are talking Jay-Z, and we often mention Jay-Z by saying, yes, we do respect Jay-Z, and saying some things arrogantly by saying, yes, we respect your comment, knowing if you go to Tidal, if you try to get in contact with Jay-Z, he's not going to comment. So comment, let us know what you think about Diddy being incarcerated. Is it unfair for a black man to be incarcerated? Maybe he had a fetish, but they're saying with $50 million, he can do a lot of good for the community instead of being wasted all on this trial. Maybe he can donate $50 million to any city schools in New York City. Maybe he can donate $50 million to a school in Reidsville, North Carolina. You know, it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters how much. I think that the time wasted. And I was thinking the other day, I say, you know what I do wrong is sometimes I spend money on, in other words, I spend money on tearing something up instead of spending money on fixing something. So if we spend $50 million with the state of on this case, I mean, is that $50 million just wasted? I mean, could Diddy just say, all right, this is what I would do. I will pay you $100 million to your inner city schools in New York City. And on that confinement, Your Honor, I won't be around any of those children. I won't be around any kids. I apologize. I won't be around any men or women, and especially men. I think Diddy needs to not be around men. I think he is more so a predator for men. So welcome. To welcome everybody to Plug. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in and comment. Subscribe. Please subscribe to the page and donate. This is a form We are talking capitalism. The Green Bay Packers, my friends, are owned by every individual citizen of Green Bay. That is the only team that is owned by every single citizen in Green Bay. So we can be a form like that. Well, actually, we don't own it. The people that donate, if we get enough donations, have that stock. And imagine if you went to CNN, but you can go to CNN and click a button and go live anytime on your form. So let's think the future, innovation. Very important to what we all have created for this world. So tonight we are talking P Diddy, and they're right being arrested. That's right, Diddy arrested in Miami. I'm sorry, in Manhattan, in a luxury hotel. It was not a private arrest. I think the Homeland Security is in business. That's right, they're in business as well. Who's bigger than Getty Images? Getty Images is worth $4.4 billion. All they do is collect Beyonce's and Rihanna's. But who's bigger? That's right. Who owns James Brown's mugshot? Who owns Michael Jackson's mugshot? Who owns Pop Smoke's mugshot that we don't even know that's out there, that the state of New York owns it? That's right. Your very system itself, your very police system were the first Getty Images. So welcome. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Photography Plug. This is where your voice does count. Be reading some of these comments. Comment. We had a decent consecutive number, so we're happy we're live here tonight. Somebody commented, all talk. You know, it's a very quote that says that Diddy, it's a very quote that says a closed mouth doesn't get fed. I don't care how cool you are, or how nice your clothes are, go to a dance club, and you just let your money talk. Trust me, the person that has $50 in their pocket with a better talk game will have a better chance if they have a conversation with that woman instead of just letting your money talk. You better have a lot of money. You better be very wealthy to be able to always let your money talk. So it's very important for us to open our mouths and articulate something that's going to move us forward and not backwards. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Let's make sure that we don't use any profanity and we don't get any strikes, even at your job. Make sure you don't have any stripes. Fortunately, I had to personally miss work today. Actually in an area that we had some technical difficulties. So what we'll do is I'm going to try to step outside and see if we can keep this crowd. If not, because it seems like the visuals are what people are interested in. That's right. A lot of times it's the visuals that our people are interested in. We try to bring you the visuals that are the clearest. If you look at our rails, it's like Johnny Dame. That's right. You remember Johnny Dame, jury expert, the guy that puts grills in people's mouth. That is a video of what we mean by clarity. So welcome back. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. We should have a better connection out here, and that'll just solve all of the problems. But we are talking tonight, P Diddy. That's right, Diddy. We'll be live for a little while, so let us know what you think, how you comment. It's very important to us. What you are saying, your words mean so much. At the Photography Plug is very important. Now, we weren't getting a good connection in there, so that is a reality. We'll be stepping outside and enjoying this beautiful Thursday night. If you're tuning in, you're tuning into the Photography Plug. We just reached 117,000 subscribers. We would like to thank everybody who subscribes to the page and who donates. This is about capitalism and entrepreneurship. Now, Diddy Diddy arrested. That's right, Diddy arrested. And welcome everybody back. We get a good connection out here. But P Diddy arrested in one of the worst jails in American history. Now, just imagine if you're the state of New York. Do you want to house a P Diddy? Do you want that liability or responsibility? Will all of that money just go to waste now? I mean, or would Diddy have so much money he'll be sitting in prison with $400 or $500 million in his bank account? Nobody said that they seized any bank accounts. This is not a RICO drug trafficking case. This is a case where a black man owns a $50 million jet. I mean, does the state? I'll be reading some of these comments right now. Somebody said, we know that Diddy did that and he's going to die in jail. Now, those are the type of comments, even on the internet, that will grant him bail. In other words, is he a real threat? Any sex offender, and the system doesn't, the head inmate, and I'll be researching who are the inmates uh, uh, um, who are the inmates that are incarcerated alongside Diddy, that are in that institution that he might not even know that are there. Uh, um, your local, your local gang banger, that's right, or possibly a mafia boss, or a kid that doesn't have anything else to do. We know that the majority of the people that's going to be locked up are going to be in their 20s. If you plan to get locked up, you better be ready to be brutalized or be brutal. This country is founded on brutalization of, so the person that the country or person that is more brutal will win at the end of the day. Unfortunately, that's how it works. So welcome to the photography plug. Will Diddy be able to defend himself with great comment? We read more comments now. And somebody just commented, no wonder there's a shortage of baby oil. And somebody else had a great point. They said probably one night. They said probably what happened was one night he must have ran out. And me personally, I don't know how that baby oil actually sent out a warning that no, this is not supposed to be used for that. So, that is what's going on in Manhattan, New York. Diddy locked up. Donate. So we can get there also and bring you P Diddy. We will do it anyway, but your allocation, capitalism helps us all. Let's come up with different ideas. So welcome. Somebody just commented, so sad that P Diddy thought that he was above the law. What about the celebrities who were a part of his crimes? That is a very that's a very good comment, because I think Young Miami was his last girlfriend. Now, somebody was talking about Usher. I thought we knew, and I'm sorry, some of these YouTubers get sued for saying things about celebrities. I thought everybody knew Usher was gay 20 years ago. And all of a sudden he became straight. It's nothing wrong with that, but I thought we had the clarity that Usher was gay. Everybody knows, yes, Alicia Keys is dancing on stage with Usher, having the moment of her life with a gay man. I thought everybody in their right mind had an idea, at least an idea, but I think women give Usher a pass. But I think Diddy and Usher had that, were living together at one period of time, and I'm not talking about as adolescents. Some of those interviews that Usher's talking about is not just as a kid. I don't think Usher is that much younger than P Diddy. So I'm sorry. I thought Usher was gay 20 years ago. One of the commenters in these days and time, I'm out here having real nightmares, wondering if he's answering any one of my prayers. It's one of the comments. So sad that P Diddy. Okay, now, okay. Great. But like I said before, I thought we were on the same page. Everybody knew that Usher was gay. Now it's good to convert back to where you were before. But are we saying that Usher was a masculine straight man, or are we just saying he wasn't? I think that was a well documented thing, common sense. But I think that money and that influence influence that whole situation with P Diddy. Us all growing up, listening to Biggie Smalls, listening to Frank White. Some of the lyrics, Big, in his songs are pointing in that direction with some of the things that P Diddy was doing. And I can remember years ago listening to Diddy in the background, like, Biggie's not the bad guy that Diddy is, but Biggie was the bad guy at the time. Tupac Shakur was the bad guy. So is it a case where, yes, Diddy is wrong, but does America just want to point a finger at somebody? Because America always has to point a finger at the bad guy, find a bad guy. Somebody commented, "You're at the Winston-Salem Mall." You can come out to Winston-Salem Mall, but I can assure you I'm not there. But welcome, welcome, welcome. It does look a lot like Winston-Salem Mall. It does. I do agree 100%. You know, this is a forum, and I don't just necessarily disclose my location why I am live, because we've talked about different subjects. And I've encountered a few skinheads walking by me tonight. But you have that freedom of right, you have that freedom of speech to do it in the correct way, to use your brain as an entrepreneur, no matter what organization you are part of. Be an intelligent person so you can excel in life. Don't be a dinosaur walking around with a phone that they invented 4 years ago. I mean, upgrade your technology. This is what this forum is about. Go get your technology in order. Yes, your bill will be better, but you'll be safer, and you can figure out more. 5 years from now, we think about those 5 years from now, where would technology be at? So welcome to the Photography Plug. We are talking Diddy. And somebody commented earlier, all talk. Closed mouth doesn't get fed. And sometimes I don't want to go live. But guess what? We have a goal in mind. And every business should have that goal in mind. That's right. Every single business should have that goal in mind to be the number one business. How many businesses exist, big businesses exist, and don't get that profit? So back at the subject at hand, as soon as I get at the top of the steps, I will be reading the next comment. So comment. Let us know what you think about the situation with P Diddy being incarcerated at one of the worst jails in America. Now in Georgia. You remember Georgia. Which jail was that? It wasn't DeKalb. It was not Fulton. It's another jail in Atlanta, Georgia that I cannot personally think about. And I like this view because I like how open it is. If you have the openness, you can think and you can breathe and you can focus. But if you're cluttered like a New York City, like possibly they say P Diddy cell is 15 feet by 15 feet. He has nothing else to do but push-ups. He has nothing else to do but get rougher. When you go to the deepest parts of the penitentiary, you will see some of the most beautiful people in the world. And it will shock you to see that not a monster on the other side of that wall, but a beautiful person that's done a terrible crime. So that is my message to all people that are maybe young and attractive, male or female. When you go on that other side of that wall, my friends, it's not the monster that you expect. It is a monster, but it's that person that is so good at conning, a local con man, a predator ready to prey on Diddy and all of that money. And even if he can't articulate, he will attack. And by the time that attack is done, in other words, good idea, Diddy, get attacked in jail, you might make bail. Welcome to the Photography Plug. We're here. And yes, if he does, how many sex offenders in your neighborhood? Now, I don't pay attention to them because I don't have to worry about it. I don't have kids in my house. So I don't pay attention. It's not any of my business. But how many sex offenders are in your neighborhood that are out of jail? This is kind of like a white collar crime, except when you're talking R. Kelly. That was a whole different story. We have a comment that says, hello from UK. Hello, United Kingdom. I haven't personally been to United Kingdom, but I am willing to go. So hello to you. Hello, my friends from United Kingdom. We have Germany flag. Hello, Germany. Now, all of these cultures adapted that. Not that LeBron James. Now, we like LeBron James. We love Kobe Bryant. But those individuals that love the music industry, the gangster is owed a check. Tupac Shakur, one of the biggest stars in the world, the P Diddys of the world, that make your economy boom. This subject is making the world wake up in a way that it never woke up before. So you think about that whole process of changing, being that change of whatever it is, it may be. I'll be reading some of these comments, right now. I hate this happened to Mr. Good, wishing you well and healing a lot of love and peace. So some people are actually sending P Diddy love. P Diddy actually came to Photography Plug. Obviously, we are celebrity content. So we at a period of time on IG, a lot of celebrities will come to the page, and that's how they found out about the Photography Plug. So P Diddy, I don't think he actually, all those celebrities that came, you could see the blue checks, and it's very easy and very simple. But I don't think he actually, but I knew a photographer that got his video and he went to that page. So, these guys are on the internet and they're looking for that next talent. So we're reading some of these comments. Somebody said it's 2:08 a.m. in UK. That's amazing. It is about 9:10 here. So, like I said, welcome, United Kingdom. I think United Kingdom is our second most views that we get in the United Kingdom. Remember, it's imagery. Getty doesn't have a relationship, and this is a very important subject. Getty is not nowhere is near as big as who owns Michael Jackson's mugshot, who owns James Brown's mugshot. I mean, if Elvis Presley ever went to jail, my God, that local jail owns him. A Young Thug in court being recorded every day. Now, who's recording and owning all of this imagery? The state of Georgia is in business of Hollywood. State of New York wanted a very public, when you think about Homeland Security, and you say, well, if I'm on a job site, and me personally, I was on a job site and I was discriminated against about these new Mexicans that are new to America. They just wanted us off the job site. We were making good money out there and they were ready for us to go home, these illegal Mexicans. And they did. They got us sent home. And they haven't been in the country for more than any time at all. So you think about that. You really do have to contemplate that very issue. That if you're on a job, and we're talking immigration, if you're on a job and you are talking that immigration, and you get sent home by Mexicans in this country, that is a terrible thing. So welcome to the Photography Plug. That is a reality, and it really did happen to me. So somebody hit the emoji laughing, but yes, being sent home by Migos. And I called Homeland Security. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I said, yes, right away. I called Homeland Security that we can have a debate now. You can pull my paperwork. I never ratted or snitched on anybody. But when I'm discriminated against a job site, I can call 911 every day. And I did. And they got so mad, they couldn't do anything about it because they knew I was telling the truth. So that was my personal experience with Homeland Security. I called Homeland Security in New York City. And I said, I'm being discriminated against these guys that, get them off the job site out here. They have canisters that they can use as explosive than they could have. It wasn't likely for them to do it. And I did everything. The only thing I can do is get the fire department sent out there. That's the only thing that I can do. Homeland Security couldn't do nothing about it. 911 couldn't do nothing about it. I was just discriminated against on a job site. I called Homeland Security, and guess what? They just hold things against you. They're not there for Americans that are making change for this world. That's another faction that is there not to protect you, but to look at people like me and to say he's the bad guy. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We're talking Homeland Security. We're talking P Diddy. We're talking the hellacious prison system in American society. Way too many black and brown people incarcerated by this system that is dictated by about 1,200 white male men. So that's why we talk Harris a lot. It is a new form where we do talk Harris, but tonight we are talking P Diddy in that hellacious jail. So we were reading these comments now. Somebody said, you're in the 305. If you're in the 305, shouts out to 305. I think he is talking Miami. Shouts out to 305. I wish I was in 305. Wood chipper for Diddy. This is a comment by CW for Life. Wood chipper for Diddy. I didn't understand that. Maybe somebody can elaborate what that means. I seen it earlier. Somebody said wood chipper, wood chipper, wood chipper. I thought it was a coworker that actually sold a wood chipper. So I didn't know what that meant. So I'm thinking like maybe my coworker found out that I was possibly on live and he was talking about the wood chipper, but I did not get that. Welcome to the Photography Plug. 305, yes, 305. Shouts out to you. I think that is Miami. That's right. I'm kind of on the side of Rick Ross, the entertainer, not the real Rick Ross that actually went to the police and said, yes, I need money for artist that is using my name, instead of just going back to the streets, doing what you do best. And if that's what you do best, honor it. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We're here full with comments. Much better. But this is Justin Legend. Said much better if the footage of videos are actually on the scene of the pictures could Yes, that is very true. I 100% agree. That's why I say donate, donate, donate. We're always trying to get to the scene of that, whatever it may be, and not necessarily a crime. We're not detectives, my friends. We're not the authorities. We are a entertainment company. If you hear something on this, it can be true, but it's more likely not to be. In other words, don't be a prosecutor trying to prosecute an entertainment company and an entertainer that is trying to get his entertainment coming off the feet. Don't go against the system that is impossible to beat. In other words, don't be that Tom Brady. Tom Brady for years thought it would be only white quarterbacks. That's right. Tom's there still want that attention because attention is more valuable than that dollar. Not past that meal and your own place, but that attention, my friends, is the main reason that now that video attention is going to be valued way more than that American dollar. They talked about this years ago, and they said likes were going to be like money, and I didn't understand that. I didn't understand it at the time. I think we all understand it now. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We read some of these comments. So they rejected 50 million bail. Then this must be a serious or probably underage boys at the parties. So this is adult content, and in this form, you must be 18 years old. Yes, I apologize. My boss just called, confirmed my job request tomorrow. So welcome back. I can't believe everybody is still here. But welcome back, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are talking P Diddy. I was interrupted by my boss, and that is money. So if my boss does call, guess what? I will answer. Anybody that calls, this business line is all about allocation and money. And there's a drop. Okay, I see it now. I understand we did disconnect for a while, but we'll see what's going on the boulevard. So stay live with us. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. This is about allocation. In other words, this is about money. This is not about personal feelings anymore. You remember those days 3 or 4 years ago when people was not getting paid off the internet. They weren't really getting allocated for their time spent on the internet. So that is, it's a better, clear view. But that is a thing where now, of course, people are getting paid. So this is about money. Don't take any of these things personal. In other words, don't take any of these things personal. Please don't take business personal. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Photography Plug. I was talking about an inmate that I seen today. That's right, I had traffic court, and luckily I got it dismissed. But I had an inmate. I seen an inmate on shackles, in shackles, and she was just trotting around and running around. And I said, this is just like slavery. But welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking P Diddy being incarcerated, as I smell right near City Boulevard, those rubber tires in the air. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Photography Plug. What about his mama? She is suspicious too. So I don't know a lot about his mother. Only thing I know that Diddy came from a one mother household, and that he was sort of well off. In other words, so the average person is in South Carolina, maybe that immediate income might be $40,000, but you live in a nice house, you go to a nice school. Well, you think about the schools that Diddy attended. Oh, yes, it was tough. The people that P. Diddy has been around, some of the toughest gangsters that we all said ever existed. He created that persona of Biggie Smalls and Frank White. That's right, the best rapper other than Lil Wayne in this form is announcing that we do believe at this time, from all of our analyzation of the hip hop industry for so many years, the Tupac Shakur's, that our analyzation does come up, the Biggie Smalls, the Frank Whites, the Jada Kiss, even the Eminem, the Dr. Dre, the legendary Dr. Dre. That's right. That very legendary Dr. Dre. We are analyzing and we are saying at the photography plug that yes, Lil Wayne is the best rapper pound for pound that ever existed. So I just want to put that out there, but we'll get back to the subject, and that is P Diddy. Diddy being incarcerated at one of the worst jails in American and world history. Trust me, none of us want to be incarcerated at that jail. Maybe if you're way in the mountains and you get pulled over by some sheriff and he happens to take you home and his wife cooks you mashed potatoes and steak, you're lucky. I mean, yeah, some jails, my friends, that you possibly go to, some of those jails that you can possibly go to and see that it's better than others. I think Buckhead in Atlanta was saying that they was going to have a jail. Every criminal in the world would love to be at a brand new jail. I remember one night I was almost pulled over in Beverly Hills and they were going to take me to the Beverly Hills jail. I was like, well, if you're going to take me to the Beverly Hills jail, one of the richest jailhouses in the world, and you can tell on the outside that if you're in the Beverly Hills, I just make my home here. So I think it's where you at and where P Diddy is at, and they saying that Rikers Island is on that list of his possibilities. My friend, if me and you ever end up in Rikers Island and you go to Rikers Island, you better be ready. And I mean, you better have your blade in your hand, and the first person you see, you better punch and beat down. Yes, my friends, if you ever find yourself in Rikers Island, go ahead and get your shank and get ready. As soon as you walk in the door, find the toughest guy and whoop him and see somebody else. And every time they see you and you're in Rikers, they say, only time I seen him, he was whooping everybody. You better have that attitude when you're in Rikers Island. So welcome, Diddy. P Diddy should be ready. And he should be ready. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, some people might try to find my location, and I'm sure some people did. Maybe even an individual that just walked by. Looked like he's on YouTube. But that's very good. It's just research and finding out that location. And we did it. I did it with celebrities. And when IG first came out, it was a big thing. Those storyboards only existed for 6 years now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I greatly appreciate the format, YouTube partners. Every comment does count here. We won't ever, and eventually you won't hear my voice. Maybe you'll hear somebody else's voice. But when you see the brand, you see the name, we're going to pay attention to what you have to say. Somebody said Rikers Island has a very bad reputation. You're right. If me and you, my friends, ever find ourselves in Rikers, that doesn't mean it's over for us. It only means one thing. Now, imagine if your friends heard that you were in Rikers Island. I mean, Finesse 2 times. His new album was called Federal, Federal, Federal. I mean, this is like getting a master's degree in criminology. If you go to Rikers Island, you're going to run across some of the swiftest criminals that you ever ran across. It's going to be a college that provides you education, that education will be more powerful than a Harvard degree. That's right. Just imagine if you just left Rikers Island and you run into a Harvard grad. So imagine how tough that system makes you. Imagine how tough P. Diddy can become being that individual. P Diddy being that individual. And we do on this forum, we stop at these. We want to mention Sonya Massey and any individual that needs help and does not receive it. So sometimes if we see a police stop, we will stop and record the whole entire event. And most of the time, the police will just let the person go. But here, we're just seeing like a teenager on a bike, a police officer. And this is what you call, in any city, a boulevard. They say, well, what's protect you, even, your Fifth Amendment right is to hold a gun. But other than that, it's anything that happens on this boulevard is basically a federal crime because it's in broad daylight. In America, only about roughly 50 incidents in world history have been recorded on video. MO3, that was American history because it was recorded on a Houston highway. Tupac Shakur, that was American history because it was in broad daylight. Not in daylight, but it was for the world to see. And that was one of the first social media things. But somebody said, no second chance, he is a rapist. So again, this is an adult content. We do use adult words here because everybody here should be 18 and older. And all the models that we use should be 18 and older. Now, I did get contacted a few times. And if we work with a real talent that is younger, we'll have both of the parents sign, both of the parents be present. So make sure if you're up and coming photographer and you have a model that is young, get both of her parents to be there on your shoot and sign. You need 2 signatures, not 1. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Matter of fact, we are so strict on that we don't allow it at all. Now, if some people lie, that's what the parents are there for those signatures. And that's what I've done in the past. Basically, we won't shoot you until you turn the legal age. Welcome to the Photography Plug. We're here talking P Diddy and on the boulevard. That's right. Any street photographer should be on the street. Any street artist, graffiti artist may not be in the studio. I don't make up all the rules, but we're talking P Diddy being incarcerated. Now, right now, we are just kind of witnessing from a far distance. Police stop, teenager, no shirt on. So, somebody just commented about those 1,000 bottles of baby oil. They're saying all of that lube. What would all of that lube be possibly used for? So, what will all of that lube be possibly used for? Baby oil came out and said, please don't use this product in that type of manner. And I think anybody that's an adult that ever used baby oil know to not use that product in any type of manner of that sense. So somebody commented, weird stuff goes on in those mansions. My mother told me a long time ago, she might not even remember, but she said it's many mansions in hell. My own mother told me that one day. She said it's many mansions in hell. I didn't understand that until I found out I was staying in Charlotte for some years, and that's how I started photography. It's an artist named The Baby, and The Baby was just bubbling. And a lot of people, different photographers, personal photographers. But make a long story short, a guy way out there in, it's a rich part of Charlotte, Lake Norman. And it was a guy way out there in Lake Norman. And he unfortunately killed like two of his kids, actually. Very sad story. And I thought of that quote. I say, well, that is true. You're in a mansion, but you're in that mansion doing things that anybody that is from the street, that is going all the way to Hollywood, would think, would think like you would never want to be involved in that type of stuff. But you have to think about these men that's been rich for so long. So if you shop at Versace and you're shopping at Gucci and you're shopping at all of these different companies and you're putting on this cologne and you're having intercourse with some of the most beautiful women in the world. Some people say that's a sign of homosexuality. If the only women you have sex with are some of the most beautiful women in the whole entire world. So they're saying that could be possibly some type of giveaway. If you're only attracted to the most beautiful women in the world, that if you see an unattractive woman, you don't like her. And, it is a thing called homophobes. So people are so afraid of it. And then you have other people like possibly Lil Uzi Vert that dresses like it, but we don't have any evidence. We don't know. So how are we going to judge if we can't say, okay, maybe he was raised by his mother? I seen, and this is very important, I will read these comments after this, but I seen Tyrese doing an interview with Shannon Sharp. Tyrese sat there in that Versace with his legs crossed for hours. Do you think that Tyrese can hand-to-hand handle combat as a man and you're sitting with your legs crossed like Barack Obama? I mean, Barack is older. But if you're sitting there with your legs crossed like Tyrese for hours, doesn't that hurt? It's no way possible that Tyrese can be a straight man sitting there with his legs crossed talking to Shay Shay for hours. And this is not a shot to any girl that likes Tyrese. And if you trust Tyrese with your woman, that's like trusting your woman with a massage therapist. No, my friends, that is not. We just zoomed in a little bit. But no, my friends, that is not an analyzation that we are talking about. So, no, my friends. And you see this officer as he got this guy has he's on a bike. He's tired. He's exhausted. Hold on. I don't want to say anything bad if nothing's bad happening. It looks like that we might can trust this stop. We don't want any more Sonya Massey's. We don't want any more of those crimes that infuel. I seen people in Atlanta raiding those malls, raiding those shops, and I was personally rooting them on. Yeah, take back what you owe. But these are very young teens robbing the stores. Let them, in my opinion, this is not the authorities. We are the photography plug, if you haven't checked. So, yes, talking that P Diddy. But sometimes that can happen. You get stopped by the police. It's all going so well. It's like a strategy. And then it all goes so bad. So you have to actually, when you're in the court of law, make sure you're ready to leave. You can't prove anything to the judge or the DA. Your point is to get out of the courtroom. You can prove things in the real world, but it's very hard, like Diddy, to prove anything now. But he has that master. He has that master's degree. If he goes to Rikers Island, he never tells, he excels himself as one of the biggest gangsters in American history, possibly. Somebody said Diddy had a great CWO for life. Diddy had a great run. Diddy had a long run. compared to the great Biggie. That is Biggie died at 24 years old, and were close in age. So Biggie died at 24 years old, and P Diddy is 50 plus years old. Yes, his run has been so very long. Yes, P Diddy's run has been so very long. Did the people of New York City, New York City, even when I went to New York City recently, I had guys coming. I guess people feel like they can talk to me. And so guys coming up to me like, when we're in this area, we are disdained upon. Certain areas that in New York, and especially LA, that are more racist than any southern city. Any southern city, even the most southern cities. Now, we're not talking crosses and being hung. Somebody said 2024 is a heck of a year. Cat Williams told us that it would be. And somebody did say that Cat Williams has predicted the future. He's very intelligent. Now, I underestimated Cat's intelligence. And I remember raising my daughter, and she telling me one day, she said, Dad, Jay-Z's a lot older than you, but he's a lot smarter than you. And it did hurt my feelings, but I realized, I said, yeah, my daughter is right. So a lot of people are talking Jay-Z also. Yes, that's right. A lot of people are talking Jay-Z, possibly being involved. I haven't heard anything. We're a format that does respect that family, and we don't want to see anything happen to Jay-Z or any other entrepreneur or black entrepreneur. So we're not after that. We're not after. We have empathy for some, but we don't have to. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Nice Thursday night. We're on the boulevard like we should be. That's right. Any photographer, street photographer should be out there. If you're working at your local news station and you have a video camera and you go out, always go back to the news station with a story. Always come back with a story. But we're talking P Diddy being incarcerated at possibly one of the worst. That's right. P Diddy being incarcerated at one of the worst prisons in New York City. And they're saying he could be headed to Rikers Island. And that is not the first time I heard that. Yes, that's not the first time I heard that P Diddy, if you go to Rikers Island, my friends, in the gangster world, you have made it. If you ever go to Rikers Island, be ready. Not only be ready, don't be on the defense. If you go to Rikers Island, it's time to turn up, and it's time to attack people. If you find yourself on a bus and you see that Rikers Island and it's just a traffic ticket, my friends, you have graduated, and you are going now to see some of the worst trenches in the world. If you make it out, you can live and tell that story, because Rikers Island is the worst prison, one of the worst prisons in America. So welcome to America's favorite channel, the Photography Plug. Welcome. Read some of these comments now. Somebody said Jay-Z needs to go. I haven't seen Jay-Z do anything wrong. Now, we talk a lot about Jay-Z being arrogant. Yes, I mean, if I had $500 million, I don't know, I might be arrogant too. I think we all would be in that search. I think even rich homie Quan was saying that his brother needed some type of money and he had to say the word no. No is the most motivating word for all of us. When somebody tells you no, you're going to figure out a way to get it done. So yes, Diddy, just imagine. He's in hell, but money will help him. This is GSB crew. He's in hell, but money will help him. But they refuse 50 million bail. They don't want him out on the streets. They know something we don't. You're blind. This is Joseph Sales. You're blind and not woke if you don't see why Jay-Z should be. Yes, I don't see it. Maybe you can elaborate. I haven't seen, and like I said, we have a phrase, and many people know that. Excuse me. Many people know that phrase, and it is comment. We're not title. We're not Jay-Z. That we are going to answer your comments, but I haven't seen Jay-Z do anything wrong whatsoever. I haven't seen Jay-Z do anything wrong. What even when he was beefing years ago with Tupac Shakur, he handled it with class. I haven't seen Jay-Z do anything wrong whatsoever. Somebody said, "Wake up, my friend." Hello, my friend. Welcome. Wake up, my friend. Yes, but I haven't. Maybe you guys have seen something or heard way back when Tupac Shakur was apparently shot by Mobb Deep. Nobody ever talked about that. But shouts out to the late great Prodigy, and shouts out to Havoc. That was a big era that's very important in the prison system. Now, if you're planning on going to prison, my friends, get you a knife and get you a shank and be ready to deal with very young people that you didn't know existed. So if that's your plan, you're planning on going to prison, congratulations and welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody said, shout me out, Lil Jawan. I think that's what he said. Shouts out to Lil Jawan. Whatever you're doing, make sure that you're ready for that raucous, if that's what you want. But that is a degree. You won't hear it from anybody else. Finesse 2 times did it the best. Federal, my friends. If you are incarcerated by the federal government, it is starting to be a degree. If you have a Trump degree, or you say you went to the Federal Bureau of Investigations, my friends, guess what? Eyebrows raise. People look at you different. And that's not saying it's a good thing to go to the feds, but it is saying it's a different society now. That if you are incarcerated with the feds, what are you going to learn? What are you going to learn? What do you learn? I don't know if you've seen that episode was Marines against inmates. Now, I thought the Marines, they brought the best Marines you ever see in your life. Looked like they didn't do anything but eat pure steak all day and work out. And the inmates outworked them. Those inmates showed those Marines. It's right there on YouTube. It's inmates versus Marines. The inmates were destroying these Marines. So some of these inmates might get stabbed 50 times and still survive. That survival mechanism is real, my friends. If you made it to Rikers Island, you have made it. Unfortunately, that's just how the world works now. If Donald Trump goes to Rikers Island, my friend, that's way more significant than Donald Trump going to Harvard University. Photography plugs at Rikers Island. Lord forbid I would never want to be there. But if I was at Rikers Island now, they're wondering, where's this guy been? He's at Rikers. Oh my gosh. His stock has just went out the roof if you own a corporation and you're at Rikers Island and you're still alive. Maybe you're fighting at Rikers. Maybe you're getting so famous at Rikers Island that they are start calling you the big gangster on the yard. 344 in Germany. I love that. And I've been close to what feels like Germany. I've never been to Germany. They say German women love black men. Now, I heard that many of time. I would love to visit Germany. There's so many places that we can go. Go get your passport. And I have to renew mine. So I don't know if that seal burns out on the front, they might not even take it. So you kind of need a new passport. Welcome. Great forum tonight. I love this right here now. as far as the photography goes, these beauty supply stores don't need any help because their photography is absolutely stunning. The beauty supply stores photography in the hood, absolutely stunning. And I cannot, even as a photographer, outdo that simple photo that they have glamorized and probably all over the world. But this is very beautiful how they have this art all over in these hoods. So much to offer in these black neighborhoods, but we need our own businesses. We don't need to be putting all of that money into another business. We've been talking P Diddy for a long time. Welcome everybody to Photography Plug. Chelsea Sharks comments, I am a black female born and raised in Germany. And that is something else. If you're a black woman and you're raised and born in Germany, go right there to Photography Plug on IG. And that's right, send me a DM. And let me see how you look. Obviously, this is an adult channel. We are only interested in adults. This is adult form that we don't try to use any profanity whatsoever. So we're trying to go by all of the rules. If you feel need to curse, use the worst curse words in the world, for God's sakes. So again, back to the subject at hand, and we are on the City Boulevard. Beautiful Thursday night. Tomorrow is Friday, so get ready for that Friday morning. My boss already confirmed I will be at the job. Fortunately today, I did have traffic court. Went to court, and it came out well, but I seen a young black woman in shackles. And again, to that young black woman in Germany, I go to Photography Plug on IG and DM me. And send me some pictures. Thank you very much. 344 in Germany. I would love to be in Germany. I don't know about you. In broadcasting in Germany. We can go live in Germany. That's right, my friends. We can go live in Germany. Sometimes I kind of forget about time and it stands still. The time here is 9:49 in the East Coast of America. Welcome to the Photography Plug. Reading his comments right now. Somebody said, can you point towards Buddy's? Meaning probably one of these stores he knows in the local area or something. I don't know that store, but it seems like it sounds familiar. I try to avoid these signs because they'll know the location. Somebody said, I am not active on Snap, but yeah, well, not Snap, on Instagram, on IG. On IG, you can always send photos over to Photography Plug. If you are an inspiring model, and I found out very quickly that very few people actually want to make it, but if you just want to take any type of photos, it doesn't matter. We can come up with something, but we're talking Diddy being incarcerated. That's why we're getting close to the end of this feed, but we're talking P Diddy being incarcerated in that very system of New York State. His second night in jail. And remember, if you ever go to jail, people can't wait to go to prison. So if you're ever in jail, jail is far worse than any prison camps. I hope you understand that. If you go to prison, you can have better food. They have real kitchens. They have whole farms. They have canteen. They have everything that you need at a prison that you can't get at a jail. So that's why if you spend 2 years at a jail, you get credited about 2 days. So most people want to be shipped to prison if they're in jail and they're not getting out. They want to get to their camp so they can get settled in and get comfy at your local penitentiary. So welcome You're tuning in with the photography plug. Some of the things you hear here, it's all entertainment. The lyrics of songs that we say, maybe against or for, are protests. So if you're trying to prosecute us, you probably can falsely do it. Martin Luther King was killed. Malcolm X was killed. But I don't believe that you can beat us fairly. Welcome to the photography plug. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. But if you ever find yourself in Rikers Island, my friends, and I repeat this for the third time, get your shank. That's right. Build yourself up. Get some contact. And when you see that guy that is, matter of fact, don't even get contact. Don't even let them know you're about to attack somebody. But if you find yourself in Rikers Island, sneak somebody, hit somebody, hurt somebody, please, before you are attacked. It's called offense. The best offense always wins the game. So let's remember, we talk about Tom Brady, but Tom Brady had a heck of an offense. Have your offense game ready. And officially attack people. If you ever go to Rikers Island, don't be on your best behavior. If you go to Rikers Island, as a matter of fact, if you go to any of these neighborhoods in the hood, don't be on your best behavior. You think if you go to Watts and you could be respectful, that's a thing. But if you go to Watts, and I have ended up in South Central late at night by myself, and it's a chain. Somebody said, why not uplift the community? I'm just speaking in reality terms. If you go to Rikers Island, my friends, if you find yourself in that same jail that P Diddy is, grab your shank. Get you a shank. You can have your book in your other hand, but right up under that book, up under that third page is a shank. Anybody want it, they can get it. Anybody want it, they can get it. And somebody said, well, you just checking out. It's a way you can check out respectfully by brutalizing somebody. But it will take that, my friends. So welcome to the photography plug. If you find yourself in a situation where you are at P Diddy, now many people will be incarcerated. Many more people will be incarcerated. There's a possibility if 350 consecutive people are here, there's a possibility about 5 of them will go to prison. So this is a reality of if you are out there making those decisions, be ready and be on the offensive. Be on the offensive and be ready. If you ever go to Rikers Island, be ready to fight. Welcome to the photography plug. We're reading some of these comments right now. Somebody say, free Diddy. Somebody said, laugh out loud. So yes, it is a crazy culture. That's just like I was talking to a fighter, and this fighter he's a great fighter, a great individual, and gives back to the kids. But guess what? Nobody wants to see a fighter that goes out there and gives out to the kids. Yes, you can do that in your spare time, and we know you're going to do that. There's so many philanthropists that give back, but we need mean fighters that are vicious. If you're a fighter, unless you like a Prince Nassim or something, but when you're talking Rikers Island, you're talking prison, you're talking P Diddy, you're talking Biggie, you're talking Tupac Shakur in Vegas fighting, you're just talking fights. These are real deal fights that are happening every day. Right now, it's probably 10 people fighting in that jail at least, if chow hasn't been served yet. And you think Diddy can eat that food? You are out of your mind. Somebody said, I think Diddy is sleeping with one eye open, if he can get sleep at all. Have you been in jail recently? In the last 5 years? It's hard to sleep on a hard metal a canvas being shocked with the lights on 24 hours a day possibly. They never say he was on suicide watch. If they ever say, if you're ever incarcerated, number one thing to do is to stay calm and collected. Never let them see you sweat. If you're incarcerated, this is how it should go. You get locked up tonight. Give me a second. Welcome to the Photography Plug. We'd like to shout out Dodge. My car is in the shop at the moment. That's not why I'm walking. I always walk. So I'm just making sure my car, I'm trying to get back to LA. So I'm getting all of the things done on my car. But if you're incarcerated, my friends, so donate. Shouts out to AutoZone, to all the corporations. Doesn't matter who you're owned by. We want that contract with you. But if you ever find yourself incarcerated, my friends, stay calm. That's right. If a female gets incarcerated and she cries, she is not making bail tonight. It's never going to happen. They don't know if she's stable to be released. My friends, if you go to jail, it should sound like this. Hey, Daquan and just make up a name. Hey, they supposed to be down there. Put me on the floor with them. Now you getting started and getting ready to go to jail. When you go to jail, you want to be shouting people out as you go. When you turn that corner, you see Rocket Salad. My dog probably in there. I can't wait to see him. Hell yeah. So that's the type of attitude you need to have when you go to jail. Crying and whining is never going to work. You think about it, and then the first thing you need to say when you go to jail is my tooth hurts. It's going to take about 5 or 6 days. I'm not saying that I have any experience in this, but first thing you want to say is my mouth hurts. Then they're going to realize, and then if you're really tough, say I don't have any money and I'm not going to make any calls. Now, if you're in a lot of trouble, it's different. But if you're in minor trouble, like Diddy, it's different. You want to make all the calls. You want to do everything because you're going to be going through everything. But if you're a normal person and you have a minor charge and you find yourself in jail, your tooth hurts. They're going to call the nurse eventually. Every day, my tooth. Go through your tooth. Go to the dentist. Get your teeth fixed. And then the jail starts to figure out that this guy is making money on us. Every time that food comes, get used to eating it. Start doing your push-ups. Get into a routine. Shouts out to people. As soon as you see somebody, you might have to knock them out. That's what jail is about. That's what the streets are about. It is a lot of people. You have to watch out for yourself. So I'll be reading some of these comments. Welcome. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Very good show tonight. Very good showing. UK tuned in. And some other places, Germany. I hope that young woman sends me some videos. And it is a strategy now. Think technology when we're talking YouTube. That you can do a reel and say, hey, I'm looking for a beautiful woman. So I thought about that today, but I'm trying to stick to business. But if you ever find yourself in Rikers Island, my friends, be ready. If you find yourself in a jail cell or arrested, don't cry. You cannot be released at that point. I got pulled over in Atlanta. I end up having to pay $3,000-$4,000 to get my car. They pushed and rolled my car, so I ran a red light. And so when I ran that red light, an African pulled me over. See, these police officers, they're not even American citizens. They hold a green card in these bigger cities. So if you see a black man that's 6'7", he's not an American. That man is from Africa, and he's been shipped here to be a police officer in Atlanta. So a lot of these African police pulled me over one night. I said, I'm going to jail. They locked me up. I told them I'm not calling nobody. I'm not calling nobody, and hopefully I ain't got no money on me, because you ain't getting no money out of me. But the way I carried myself, by the morning time, I said, Sarge, let me out, because I got to go to work. Sergeant, I called my boss. He picked up Johnny, which is a guy that I was working with. It wasn't like a corporation. It was a small business. So I called Johnny. I said, Johnny, he said, yeah, let him out. So he let me out. So how you act is a big thing. I went to a hospital before that. Get your money. If you're incarcerated, make them run you back and forth to the doctor every single day. They're going to be ready to release you. Every time they call, they say that the names for medication. Make sure you're on the list because your teeth hurts. Something hurts. I'm not saying get addicted to narcotics, but I'm saying you're incarcerated. You might can sell those pills. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We talk a little bit different here. This is not CNN. You'll never hear the stuff. It is entertainment. In other words, any prosecuting attorney that tries to prosecute a legal business or photographer. We've been in New York City where 20 police officers just recently, this was about 6 months ago when we got Rosalina, 50 police officers show up. We could have went viral. We didn't want any problems. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody said my story didn't add up, but I'm telling the story very quickly. No matter what you say, I promise you, somebody's going to doubt whatever you say. You say, I had a traffic stop, I got pulled over, but he did. Sometimes you got to think about a person that's been on social media and not just on YouTube, and people that are aware that you have a social media. So one time I came back to my home city and all of the police officers was right there. All of them. Because guess what? Everybody wants to be famous, my friends. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody else said it didn't add up. But yeah, I called my boss, made it very simple, very simple. I called my boss and the Sarge. And the Sarge was like a big guy. He's bigger than me. I'm a big guy, but he was bigger than me. I just told him, hey man, you gotta say certain things like you can't snitch, but you can say, hey man, I can mop that floor right there. You get locked up and you have that type of attitude like you a trustee already. Hey man, send me to the kitchen real quick. Don't work yourself to death though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my homie on the third floor, just make up a name. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, how can I get close to Young Thug? You know what I'm saying? Like, say stuff like that. Like, if you ever get incarcerated and you see a woman and she cries, it was a woman most recently, she killed 2 people. And the media is trying to turn it into a peak cocaine thing. No, she should be locked up for good. If I kill 2 people on the roadway, they're gonna lock me up forever. But they're trying to say this woman, which is a great defense. Not even the defense attorney is saying this. The media is trying to bail this woman out because they're saying it's this new drug called pink cocaine, and she was on it. And so she hit these 2 people and she killed these 2 people. So they're basically trying to say she's a white woman and she doesn't deserve to be in here because she was on pink cocaine. But guess what? That white woman that hit 2 people and killed 2 people should be incarcerated for the rest of her life because she hit 2 people. So media plays a different game in every single scenario. But look up that pink cocaine case of a woman hitting 2 people. She's crying. Even if she wasn't crying, she'd still be incarcerated. But if you cry on a basic stop, you're going to jail. Know that you're going to jail. I had a friend get stopped way out in Texas. You know, you can get caught with 100 pounds and get off with a misdemeanor because they're shipping thousands of pounds. So he got pulled over by the police and he told me, I said, what did you do when you got pulled over by the police? He said, I took my shoes and socks off and threw them on the dashboard and said, we going to jail. And we went to jail. Sometimes when you are calm about the situation and you face it, you don't have to worry about resisting arrest or hiding something in the police officer's car, catching those extra felonies if you're just cool about getting locked up. Now, nothing's cool about being locked up, but if you go into jail tonight, you know you have drunk 12 beers and smoked 20 blunts, and the police have pulled you over. My friends, you are going to jail. If you order 1,000 bottles of baby oil and you use men because you're more attracted to men than you are women, or maybe you're just attracted to the most beautiful woman in the world that makes it just as homosexual than anything else is what they're saying. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We've been talking a long time about Diddy. We have been on for an hour and some change. This is a forum that is about entrepreneurship. If you have a business idea, tell somebody. Don't hold on to that business idea for 20 years because you have so many other business ideas that might work. Maybe not your first idea will work. Maybe not your second one, maybe 5th, 10, 20, 30. But that ideal that's inside of you can innovate and change the world forever. I had an idea of just making a band that goes on your shoulder that measures the weight you lift. So I lift a lot of weights at my job. So we want to know how much weight did he lift compared to how much weight did I lift. So be an innovative person. But again, we're talking P Diddy, and if you ever find yourself incarcerated, please be on the offense, but be on your best behavior. Wherever you go, it's a rule that your mother always told you, or your school teacher. When you got off that bus, they told you be on your best behavior because you can go to New York City and you can end up in Rikers Island. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We'll be reading some of these comments. Comment. Donate. Very good night tonight. Very good showing tonight. I'm very impressed by not so many comments, but so many likes, by the views. This is a important faction. That's right. We can make it as important as any other faction. You can dig deep inside of your body and say, yes, I can, and I will, and I will be successful. Sometimes when I was in Los Angeles, I was there. Only really contact was really my mother. I was going through a lot of things at the time, and I used to say something. And everything, when I used to say Photography Plug will be one of the biggest companies in American and world history. I would say that. I would say Photography Plug will be one of the biggest companies in American and world history. The police will go left. The robbers will go right. The helicopters will always follow. And the celebrities came. As long as I always say that, I say sometimes when I lose my faith, I have a little faith in YouTube. I have a little faith in Facebook, or I have a little faith in technology. But my real faith comes from that very entity of God. And a lot of people don't understand when we're out here and we're getting those celebrity shots, that every shot we take, we're speaking God in that faction. And there's another business that just shut down. I just noticed it's a Corvette out here that's always outside these businesses. And the reason is because Corvettes are inspirational. Hellcats are inspirational. Teslas, shout out to Elon Musk, are inspirational. But this is my first time actually seeing this business out of business. And when I was a kid, I remember actually that hill, playing on that hill, and my mother and father owned the laundromat back here. And then they forgot about it, I promise you. But my mother and father used to own a laundromat right here. And I would play here and I would go to this hill. It doesn't look big, but it's actually a big hill. You can never remember those Saturday mornings riding that skateboard down that hill. But my mother and father actually owned a laundromat right through here. That's very important. And I remember years after my father had owned that business, he went and those same stickers were there. So you can imagine the influence that you have. You have a huge influence. Just putting one sticker on this wall, it's going to take another company to take that down. That sticker could be here for years and years and years and years and years if nobody else takes this building. It could be there for 20 years if nobody takes this building so quickly and so fastly. So that's very important. The entrepreneurship is very, very important. So welcome to the photography plug. We still have some charge and we staying alive a little bit longer. We'll go back up to the boulevard. I do have to work in the morning, so I might be cutting this a little short, but I greatly appreciate all the comments. Let's see what's new now. Somebody just commented, and that was Zachary. Free Suge Knight. I would like to see Suge Knight freed also. When he did a crime that was on video. Remember we talked about those crimes on video. That's why I carry a video camera. It's only been 50 crimes in American history on video. Tupac Shakur was not caught on video, but it was very close to being caught on video. MO3 on video. Can anybody? Young Dolph on video. So these very particular cases, they say, well, who protects you out here? Video. See, that protects, if you're on any main boulevard. I had a guy kind of try to roll up to, I already knew who he was. He was a family member's boyfriend, and he been wanting to fight me, but he's out of shape. And yeah, he stopped on the main boulevard. If you do something to me on this main boulevard, dude, it's going to be national news because we're on the main boulevard. I could be laying out there for hours. Went viral beyond. So these main boulevards are a sense of protection. Anything can happen, but when you get into those dark corners, is where you really need to be. You need to always be protected out here. Always have your firearm ready if you're a black man, and have your camera ready, but have your firearm near you, if not on you. So welcome to the photography plug. Somebody said, keep your kids home, occupied with many different activities. If you can keep smart trouble, keep out of bad situations, keep safe, above all scary and cruel world. Very good comment. They were just saying that it's a very cruel world out here, and stay safe as possible. A lot of us on social media, we're not so safe as other people. And once you start your journey, or if you're already on that journey, we know, especially if you're a female, do not disclose your locations, because it's so many people that are not for your cause and will not help you in any type of situation. So welcome. You are tuned in to the photography plug. We're talking P Diddy being incarcerated. P Diddy being incarcerated in one of the worst jails in American and world history. None of us will be there. My advice, and this is Photography Plug's advice, if you're ever in Rikers Island, you have made it, my friends, to the top of the food chain. And you're going to have to fight and be a rebel beyond. All of the people that didn't go to school are there, ready to do anything possible to you. If you're at Rikers Island, one of the worst jails, and I think it's actually a jail, not a prison. Like I said, if you're in jail, then you want to get shipped to prison. That's usually how it works. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the photography plug. If you find yourself in Rikers Island or near incarcerated with a R. Kelly or Diddy, be ready, because it is going to be a long night that you're going to have to always be doing push-ups, being ready, sharpening your knives, letting people know that you're going to be so aggressive that if you come in this cell, that it's going to be nothing but havoc and hell and blood and sweat. And think about those kitchens. That's right, those kitchens that are there in that prison. And I heard recently, I actually work at a college campus sometimes, and I worked with some guys that were saying they were down there at a particular prison, and they were putting loogies in the grits in the morning, and I mean feces. They would take some of those. So if you're eating grits and you're at your local penitentiary, a lot of people have cell phones now, so it is a possibility that one person could possibly be listening from a prison. So if you're in prison, and I think we did discuss that inmate, those inmates. Anybody know that famous prison that P Diddy is locked up in? Those inmates, but those loogies that they are putting in your grits early in the morning if you're incarcerated. So a lot of people don't eat chow because those people don't want to cook that food for all of those inmates. So if you don't want to cook all of that food for all of the inmates, what do? You dig up your you know what and you throw it in the grits. So when you think you're eating these piping hot grits mixed with cinnamon, that's not actually cinnamon. That's you know what. So a lot of these people were telling me that not only that in your grits, those chocolate bars are not what you thought they were. Those are not Hershey snacks. That's a loogie and should be in your toilet. So if you're not ready for these things, please, my friends, please, indeed, don't break the law. And if you do, don't cry and go along with it. That's right. If you know you're going to get those handcuffs and you're cool with it, you know, if you ever talk to a federal officer, don't ever, you can talk about hamburgers and french fries. I mean, talk about that girl you dated is cool. But when you talk about these cases, you cannot talk to the prosecuting attorney. So if they're interviewing you, they are trying to prosecute. They are not your friend. You could talk about that girl, the party, you had something fun, but don't talk about your case. You sit up there with a federal officer and you say anything that is, you get more time for that than your charge. So as long as they pick you up and you like, yeah, you know that girl last night, they said, boy, you ain't got no girls. We've been following you. Then you tell them about them old stories where you was turning girls upside down and making them bust off. You know what I'm saying? So celebrities, how you was out in LA, and a lot of people don't know all the videos that you have of these naked celebrities. So it's things that you can talk about the federal government with or the state police, but don't talk about your case. Don't sit up there and implicate other people. If you know, that's why they say the lone wolf is better, because he's by himself. But if you get in trouble, you have nobody to snitch on. So the state won't offer you a deal if you're the mastermind and you're the lead, just like Donald Trump shot at on his golf course. That's right, Donald Trump shot at on his golf course. And they arrested the guy, a lunatic. But if people are really after Donald Trump, it's over. It reminds me of a Young Dolph situation. Donald Trump reminds me of Young Dolph's situation, except Young Dolph didn't have 34 felonies. That's right, Donald Trump. When people start to try to kill you, they have copycat killers. So the Secret Service And I want you to, I'm going to have to pause because I want you to hear me on this. I want to stay on track. Because notice what the Secret Service did yesterday. Okay, let me make this clear. The Secret Service yesterday came out very scarily saying that this is the second person that tried to kill the former president of the United States of America. Saying that looking scared. That's right. How many American citizens is it? If 50 people were after Donald Trump, John F. Kennedy, Lee Harvey Oswald, we always talk about Lee being influential, but they said that John F. Kennedy was shot by more than one gunman. So if white America really is mad at Donald Trump because black America is not trying to kill Donald Trump, not a single black person tried to do anything to Donald Trump. Somebody said, what am I talking about? We're talking about Donald Trump being shot. You remember that? Can you follow a story? So we're talking about Donald Trump. You know who Donald Trump is, right? Donald Trump is your former president of the United States of America. Now, he was shot on a golf course. That's right. It's all over the news. See, sometimes when you deal with people that listen to a black voice, they automatically think everything that you say is a lie. That's right. Get a white voice, and it'll be thousands of people online right now. It'll be so many people saying, "Oh, yes, you're right," and it's your own people. Sometimes, remember the biggest celebrity of all times was Michael Jackson. So we got the celebrity down pat. We got this. So yes, we're talking about Donald Trump being shot by a white man. Now, no black man has ever tried to kill Donald Trump, as far as I know. We're talking about on the news that we know of. If you do, let me know. But I don't know any black people that ever tried to shoot Donald Trump. It's just white men. So the Secret Service came out and said, the Secret Service basically came out and scarily said, listen, we know you have the power. Now, let us know if you're going to kill this president or not. This is what the Secret Service is how I'm translating it. Because you have the power, and the Secret Service carries 50 guns. Let's say if they carry 51 guns, and you brung 52 guns. And now, in other words, you can outgun the Secret Service so very easily. So very easily. That's a very weak faction. Actually, those police cars is a weakness. You got 6 police cars in front. That's 6 gone already. If there was an attack on the president, and a real attack, those cop cars that's on those Harley Davidsons would be so easy to attack. So welcome to the photography program. I know people hate the fact that I say these things because you don't hear them anywhere else. And they hate the fact that a black man has the guts to say, okay, the Secret Service is our faction. Right? We own that. We have the right to find out every tax dollar they spend. Every single dollar they spend with the Secret Service, we can see it. We should be able to see every dollar. NASA is not the government. They don't owe us anything. As far as I know, I don't know. I think the government does give to NASA. So yes, that's tax dollar too. So anything with tax dollar, this company is a privately owned company. They don't owe us anything. State employees, privately owned. But these welfare presidents own our dollar. Jimmy Carter tonight had his last meal a few minutes ago. But Jimmy Carter has been on welfare for 60 plus years. That's right, it's free. Anything that's free and you getting off the government is welfare. Donald Trump lives on welfare. Barack Obama lives on welfare. The president of the United States is on welfare. The Secret Service is tax dollar. That's welfare. So they're all on welfare. Welcome to the photography plug. Oh, trust Cole. You just not hearing it out. My right, lack of depth. The words I write. That's pretty cool. I like that little comment. I couldn't put the right, what does it say? This man is a fool anyway, following government paper trails. Yeah, I think that is a thing with America. They always have that scare tactic. I think one judge told an inmate, he said, well, when I send you to prison, you're going to be terrorized. And he should have told that judge, listen, I only fear one, and that is God. And let me tell you something, I'm going to terrorize this prison when I get in there. And that is the attitude that you need to have if you want to survive. Now, this word is about surviving. That's what they say, the strong survive. Because you're going to have to be strong if you're going to survive what America has for you as any race. Somebody said this dude is off Molly. They did do a study that how much Advil is in your local water. That's right. That is an important fact. If you ever get money, you better be going to that rehab. I don't care who you are. So I think that they say that Advil and Motrin is tested in your water. Once those drugs come here, yes, you're right. We're all intoxicated. But have I ever took Molly? No, I have never in my life put Molly into my body. No. Yeah, that is rumor. Somebody said he didn't make bail. And I greatly appreciate everybody sticking with us in these dark corners. It's an officer back there, right there. They could be on live listening. I don't know. And honestly, I don't care. I really don't. But this is a way where I monitor myself, but it's always a risk for all of us. And somebody said something, they said, at your end of your life, my friends, you're not going to make it out alive. So welcome to the Photography Plug. If you're here, we are live. That's right, live is one. Like I'm from Bedford-Stuyvesant, those lyrics coming from that P Diddy. And you think about P Diddy and all of those songs with Biggie Smalls, pull them up, even with Nipsey, he's in the background. And I said, man, this is the bad guy. But nobody believed me because everybody was Diddy dancing. Everybody was loving Diddy. Diddy was so innocent. Diddy loved Jennifer Lopez. He had this star of a woman. Somebody said, and this is XXO. The thing that is effed up is that I grew up with this guy, and there are people that was with him from day one. I was with him from day one. All of his music, everything was all part of my teenhood. That's what I mean by music is so powerful. I think Kanye went on a big rant about Karl Lagerfeld, that he was going to be a better designer than Karl Lagerfeld. I told my son, I said, I don't know why Kanye is worried about Karl Lagerfeld, because no matter how good Karl Lagerfeld is, he's not a musical artist. And guess what? Musical artists are the number one in the world. They influence more than any influencers. You listen to their songs. I can remember riding down the street with my ex, listening to Young Thug. I can't think of the song right now. And we just having an amazing time. So you're exactly right. I don't know if you know him personally, or you were just saying you know the music. You could possibly know him personally. Listen, this is a real world, and we all are giants. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Your comments do matter here. This is M8C51. If you go back and watch the first episode of Making the Band, that's telling you everything you need to know about Diddy. Drewski, and I think I got it right, not Dursky, but Drewski. It better be careful. Drewski, if I was on Drewski's show, and you talk to my kid like that, It's not that we don't like Drewski. You got to understand, we love comedians. But one thing, it's all about money. So if you can possibly sue somebody for abusing you, you don't care if they made you laugh. So Drewski, they're like Diddy, doing all those awful things on video to people. But we will watch that first making of the band. That's right. This individual commenter said something about making of the band. And he is exactly right. That that was abuse then. How many people wanted to be on that show? Me included. I am sorry. Yes, I more than likely probably did. And I was on a few shows in New York City way back in the, with Lala, and I wish I can get a hold of those videos. But one day, I was on some of those shows, and I didn't even want to be interviewed by Lala because at the time I said Lala is so whack. I didn't want to be interviewed by her. I remember meeting Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. I was getting off work, and I had nothing but sheetrock all over my body, and I was driving an MPV. I was like 18 years old at the time, and I seen Kelly Rowland and Beyonce, or Kelly Rowland coming out, Kelly Rowland and Michelle, and Beyonce was inside. It was so old and so long ago that they were driving that old Jaguar. That Jaguar, that very same Jaguar that I eventually bought and eventually sold to my father. So we still have that. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We read some of these comments. All of the old school hip hop and R&B, everyone from the time to doing shit he be doing, great talent like R. Kelly, greatest voice and look like him 30 years. Now I think they said now I can never listen to his music. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I was just listening to Nipsey Hussle today with P Diddy. There's no way I'm never going to not listen to that. P Diddy and Rick Ross. P Diddy is like Birdman. Birdman has more features than Lil Wayne. And we did announce today that yes, for our analyzation, all of the analyzation that we have done of all the years of all the music industry icons, we want to say here at Photography Plug, we do believe that Lil Wayne is the best rapper that ever existed, pound for pound. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody say, you know it's about to be nice if you just stop talking. That is the thing about these forums, that some people are just listening. I don't think everybody is actually even watching. I think some people like it as radio. And that's right. I remember going all around the world, luckily, and I hope you get that opportunity, but coming back and being denied from local NFL. I did at a period of time work for NBA player by the name of Bismack Biyombo. And I've actually done some stuff for Universal Studios, which was a Cash Doll album cover. But those big entities are sometimes just connections and not that big dollar that you want. Seems like Universal and these big companies, and P Diddy has ripped off a ton of people over the years, but none other than one of the greatest artists. I have to mention Master P. Now, when we first hit the boulevard, it was Master P there. And he's one of the best artists in American history. But Master P was known to sell a pastime dream, a big house and a debt. And his son, his own son, called him out on it and said, yes, P, we don't care about your big house. This is the future. We care about the technology and the computers and not that old sale. Well, I got a big house. I got a big car. I got a big everything. I got big wheels. You got a lot of debt. And guess what else you got? No record sales. So We respect these artists, but some haven't transcend. And we will say that about Eminem. He never transcend. Now, if you have so many people just fake spinning, of course it's going to look like he's uh, getting all these views and stuff. But if you want to be reality, nobody's riding down the street listening to Eminem unless you in Detroit and you are on Molly. So welcome to the Photography Plug. And another free Diddy. And we have Hey by Baseball Kingdom, and another Hey by 1930R. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We have a great forum here tonight. We're talking Diddy and those harsh conditions in that prison system that he's in. I do have to get up early in the morning and work, and I have to be there on time and ready to work. Tomorrow is that wonderful payday that we all wait for all week after our hard work. And then hopefully we have the entrepreneurial spirit in starting that business. Whatever business you want to start, you can do it. You can be very successful. Whether you want to be a millionaire, billionaire, what more fits you? I think what most fits everybody is trying to be that millionaire. If I was a millionaire, my friends, I couldn't see being live now. Maybe that's why I'm live. But welcome to the Photography Plug. We're reading these comments, and we are talking P Diddy and their harsh conditions compared to him. Actually, that's right, living that lavish luxury life. P Diddy living that lavish luxury life all over the world, Paris, France, in the most exclusive hotels with some of the most beautiful women in the world. Now tonight, P Diddy is sitting in a cell contemplating how to offer up his jet, his $50 million home that his mother owns, his palace in, not a palace, I think Mayweather actually owns a palace. You think about these things and Rick Ross and these properties. Rick Ross does it very well, but how much of that can you really afford? So welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody said Australia says, hey, R. Kelly and Diddy drink cool. So welcome, Australia. Now that is a new thing that we haven't heard here. Australia, right up under that South Africa to the left. I'm thinking, but very far. I've never been to Australia. I would love to go, and we would love to go live. So donate. We want to come to Australia. We want to be one of the biggest. Like I said, when I was in LA, I always said Photography Plug would be one of the biggest companies in American and world history. And the police would go left, the gangsters would go right, and the celebrities would come to the Photography Plug. So welcome. We're talking P Diddy. Very great for him tonight. I'm very proud. So hello, Australia. Hello to Germany. This is so exciting, that revolutionary technology. My friends, that future, in a sense, we can all, if we want to, live forever. Maybe not physically, but with the voice technology and all of the AI that the world is talking about. Silicon Valley, Elon Musk, Reginald Lewis, the first black billionaire, and that black woman or Indian woman that could be running the world, that change for America and the world. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody said, holla back. All of those phrases. It was a period of time in America where people would say, hello. Hello, my friends. Hello. Then some cool kid went to a schoolhouse just like this. And some cool kid said, what's up? What's up? And then people said, well, don't say that here. The teacher said, oh, well, the only thing we say is hello. He said, well, what's up? What's up? And then next thing somebody else said, what's up? What's up? The hip hop phrase, what's up? What's up? And it started here. And it went all over the world. And next thing you know, judges and district attorneys and teachers are all saying what's up, but they didn't say where they got that from. Most white people, hello, my friends. And now a judge might say, what's up? So how many words have been created by even Diddy. I mean, how many words have been created by hip hop and music? How many different words that we use every day? What's up is one of the main words that everybody uses in the whole entire world. How big that's a hip hop word. That's a word that came from black music. And like Damon Dash said, we don't dislike Eminem. He's a decent rapper, but you can't be the man in the black sport. We will demolish you. We will demolish you. If you keep it up, we're going to make you out of an example. That's right. Even Mike Tyson. And this is a message to Mike Tyson. Be careful, Tyson. Yes, Tyson, be careful, because you can be the next video of getting beat down. Now, the people that beat down Mike Tyson might not get out of prison because they're like, good gracious, is Mike. But that's how hungry it is. Mike is no threat anymore. Tyson, Gervonta Davis, and Mayweather, they don't put any fear in anybody's heart. They're the new victims of the future victim. I'm just telling people this. So when you see it next week and you say, I heard that on Photography Plug talking about nobody's scared of, when Tyson went on that show and he said, what's up? Boy, are you crazy? We can make the news right here. We can make the news right here. When you go and do 100 other things and you're never going to make the news. You're just going to be at the local jailhouse. You're not going to be on TV. But if you ever get in a fight with Mike Tyson, my friends, you're going to make the news. You're going to make the news. So it is about that potential. When they say years ago, you're 24 years old, you're in the NFL, you're washed up, you're done. Companies like Shay Shay and different companies showed the NFL that, no, we don't need you. We don't believe you. That you can tell us the expectancy of how powerful you're supposed to be by the age of 24 years old. I'm done with my career. Now I'm broke. No, they don't dictate our true ability. I think somebody climbed Everest at 99, 98, 97. The oldest person that climbed Mount Everest was like 92 years old. My friends, the world is there for you to take. Go to your city in New York City and you say, I have to rent this building, I have to rent that building, I have to rent. You don't have to rent anything. Go downtown New York City at 3 o'clock in the morning and nobody's out there. You can shoot any movie you want to shoot. You can tape off anything you want to tape off. You just have to do it at the right time. So I don't want to hear this. You say that you don't have a permit to shoot anything. When I was in LA and they told me, they said, well, no. I said, okay. Tell that sheriff right there, we're going to tape this whole thing off, and I'm going to turn this whole thing into a movie. If you're going to say no behind doors, it's never a door that's designed to stay closed. And I mean the White House, and I mean Congress, and I mean Senate. It's never a door that's designed to stay closed. Every door in this world opens. Every door in this world opens. That door across the street at that church, probably a homeless person is sleeping there tonight, but that door is going to eventually open. It's not a door on the planet Earth that's not designed to open and close. That's what that First Amendment media right is about, is that every opportunity is possible. Every single opportunity you have is possible. And it's going to offend so many people when you start your business, when you are on that path. But remember one thing, that yes, it is true. The feds now have became that Harvard University. That's right. You don't know what people do for a living. Let's say, me, for instance, if you came out on my job site, I promise you, we had a Marine come out there, and a good young guy, excellent. Cramps everywhere. By the end of the day, crying. Great guy. We love him to death. And this is not talking junk. We talking reality. These people from the military come and work for us all the time. I guarantee I'm going to break you. I guarantee I'm going to break you. I don't want to break you. I guarantee that you just saw me walking how far? I guarantee you President of the United States of America can't do it. I guaranteed you that I go track down the Vice President of the United States, and I did it. So anything that you want to do in your business, you can do it. If you're in Australia, if you are in Germany, if you're in Africa, if you're in Ethiopia, if you are in Sudan, Zimbabwe, if you are in Malaysia, China, Japan, Hiroshima, and Nagasaki, wasn't a bomb, it was a place that America destroyed. So we talk Diddy, but is Diddy really the corporate here? If you think about all of the things that happen in world history, who's really the corporate? Who's really the individual that says, I'm the bad guy? First it was Suge Knight. Then it was Tupac. First it was Tupac Shakur. Then it was Suge Knight. When Tupac was alive, most people hated Pac. I remember. And you better believe if Biggie Smalls would have pulled up at Dudley High School, everybody and their mother would have been shooting at him. So it's not the fact when we found out Biggie went to LA, we were like, are you insane, my friends? If we saw you, we're going to get you. That's what the feeling was at the time. We were teenagers. If we saw Biggie Smalls after Pac was killed, we would have littered him easily. I'm not talking about big guns. I'm talking about little, whatever we get our hands on, my friends. This is not Hollywood. So that is a reality. I'll be reading some of these comments. Just because someone is in the military doesn't mean that their combat arms absolutely prioritize fitness. 95% of military pays based. Yes, I don't know if you've seen that. You probably just tuning in, but if you go to YouTube, you can watch inmates against Marines, and they bring in the best Marines you ever see in your life. And I'm sure the Marines that we work with were not the best in the world, but we will challenge you. And that's why when I went to LA, I did try to implement cleaning up Skid Row by challenging Floyd Mayweather Jr. A white film crew came out and filmed me. It was mainly IG and didn't take off. But we did try to implement that and trying to clean up Skid Row and have him fight somebody that is in physical. So, yes, the other day we destroyed. I mean, he was a fighter, too. The guy that we was working with said he was a fighter. But some people are chicken fighters, and they're good fighters. In other words, they just wait till you get tired. You know, no good fighter is going to sit up there and just wail in the first 5 seconds. My friends, good fighters are going to wear you out by endurance. So you will be so tired, you can run around that person and tap them to death by just touching them because you're in that great of a shape they are in. So welcome to the Photography Plug. We're talking, yes, chicken fighters, and Mayweather is a chicken fighter. Very smart, very intelligent. We like to shout out Floyd Mayweather Jr. He's an amazing person, but I did go to LA and challenge him to clean up Skid Row. And that is what this forum is about. It originated to clean up Skid Row. As soon as I seen Skid Row, I called 911. I issued a SOS. I did everything that I could possibly do in my physical power to not join a drug-induced state. In other words, if you go out there every day you're out there with the drug addicts, you're going to become a drug addict. Okay. If you park a car on the side of the streets where all the drug addicts are, that car is going to become infested with drugs. Okay. So it is certain things, how you have to put your mind in your mind state and say, well, okay, we implemented these things. We knew he ran and now he's fighting all these other people, but he's still afraid. And if I simply say, okay, if I get enough Muslims, and it will be forced upon him to fight somebody that's going to put him on that canvas. So welcome to the Photography Plug. If you know me well, you know that Floyd Mayweather Jr. story is old by now. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Yeah, Skid Row is a place in Los Angeles, California. That place exists all around the world. Skid Row is actually in South Africa, in slums. Those slums in South Africa, I witnessed children using the bathroom. Then I witnessed some of the richest parts. I figured it out myself that maybe the people in South Africa don't want to take South Africa. Maybe they want to hold that coin of the European and keep the European there. So I don't think the people of South Africa want to take that small beach front. I mean, what is that going to do? I don't know the totality. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody said, good job. Thank you. Diddy was a comment by Woody. Comment. And we have Bitcoin freedom, money. That's right. We're talking allocation. I don't necessarily believe in Bitcoin. I don't know a lot about it. But I will say that the NFTs were put there for Photography Plug. You remember you talked about those NFTs, and everybody was talking about NFTs. Well, they seen a black photographer going around and said he's going to do everything Getty's going to do. So of course they're going to try to distract them by putting all these fake NFTs. Now, maybe one person might make money off NFT in 10 years, maybe two people. But the majority of people will never make any money off of NFTs. It end up being a scam. If somebody said invest in NFTs today, you're going to say it's a scam. So NFTs are not efficient. They did not hold well, and they were put for distraction. We need to know that owning those celebrity shots are just so valuable. So welcome to the Photography Plug. Somebody say, you're a real guy. Shouts out to you, Clark. Somebody said, thank you, brother, and thank you, too. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I really hate to go off a line right now because we have so many people online, and maybe many people say 305 is not a lot, but that's a lot. If we had 305 people here right now, the city would be astonished. The police will be here wondering what's going on. So I think in this city that how it worked was I did a Met Gala 2 years ago, and I had the YouTube page for many years, and it did not take off. And all of a sudden, after I did that Met Gala on IG started paying. So next thing you know, YouTube sent me a message, and they kind of sent me a message and said, hey, we can do better than what IG is offering you. But IG was paying me pretty good, but they needed the great content. And I wasn't really giving them great content, and IG doesn't do black and white issues. In other words, if you talk about black and white on IG, Adam Morrison, which runs IG, will shut you down, and you won't be able to talk about those issues. So I think IG wanted me to just post beautiful pictures of women. But I said, I have more to offer than just post beautiful pictures of women. What type of person do you think I am? Now, we don't promote any nudity, but we had to learn that. At first, we thought maybe people wanted to see that. And Derek Clegg was one of the photographers at the time that was leading the region with these. This was before the baby actually came out, and the baby basically motivated us all to kind of go to LA. So we were all in LA with the baby and it's celebrating his success because that was the first for North Carolina. So welcome to the Photography Plug. So I say he diddler. I don't even know what that means. It's not even, I don't get it. Diddler. It's not even catchy, but that's what everybody's talking about. I remember he dressed up as the Joker, but P Diddy tonight is incarcerated in a jail in New York City, which is one of the worst jails in American history. None of us wanted to be there. If you happen to get incarcerated, please, my friends, stay calm. Stay calm. When you're getting arrested, get in the back seat. Start talking about your homeboys downtown. Start saying what's up. But don't start crying. Don't freak out. Do not talk to the officer about anything other than your ex-girlfriend that you used to turn upside down and make her orgasm. So don't talk to police officers about that. And as the lights go out here, we'll be still talking a little bit about P Diddy. Maybe you can follow me a little bit farther. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. A very good showing. We had some good discussions about entrepreneurship and about how to handle yourself if you're ever incarcerated. Stay calm. I think they picked me up one time. I was just at the car wash and they said that they heard some gunshots. So I drive a Challenger, and so they came to the car wash, took me downtown, left my car at the car wash, and just took my fingerprints. But I think it's a thing that they trying to say that possibly your hands are lethal. In other words, they trying to say maybe it could have been an informant that might have said some false things. Whatever they said, it was false. And whatever it was, the police arrested me and took me downtown. I stayed calm. They took my fingerprints, and I didn't even see the magistrate. They just let me go. So I don't know if a lot of times they just want to, oh, he's back home again. Oh, well, go get him and pick him up and take his fingerprints, get his mugshot. So they don't consider me as a photographer. I can go get videos of Rihanna right now. They're not going to put it on Google because America doesn't want to see a black man come up, excuse me, come up from nothing and outdo all of his white counterparts. No, America don't want to see the photography plug be successful. That's why when people donate, they're even taxed more. But that's why you should donate, because companies like us, America just doesn't want to see become successful. The police officers, they don't want to, even if I had 1 million subscribers, and eventually we will. When we have 1 million subscribers, they still say that we're the enemy. They still will never come to us. I've been almost killed for views, my friends. People want to kill the photography plug for views. True story. True story. Some of these stories I can't tell. Obviously, they are true, but nobody ever tried to come up to me like a man and do it. They try to do it in a slick way that I caught, and I could see it coming. So I caught it and I left. But nobody ever came to me like a man and said, hey, I hate you because you get all the views or anything of that sort. But I don't get all the views. Anybody can do what I'm doing. Entrepreneurship is important. But tonight we talked a lot about Diddy, and Diddy being in that jail cell tonight doing push-ups while you might be enjoying your latte. Is this a Maria Antoinette thing? Well, when we talked about Maria Antoinette, at the end of her life, she said, let them eat cake, but they cut off her head. I'm sorry, I'd rather live a modest life for a long time than to live a lavish life, and at the end of my life, they cut off my head. Maria Antoinette served her people. My friends, don't say anything about Maria Antoinette because she served her time by execution. So is this a thing with P Diddy where he served his time? I mean, he's lived a luxury lifestyle, and now they're basically going to execute him, put him on the block. And like many comments said that we want Diddy. In other words, some people are saying that, nah, we ain't gonna let Diddy slide. In other words, people are saying they're gonna slide on Diddy. And if they seen Diddy, and tonight, if you seen Diddy tonight, if you was walking down the street and you just passed by Diddy, I mean, if you were smart, you probably just record him. But if you wanted to make the headlines, I mean, what would happen if you were a 21-year-old inmate with a razor blade and you just heard Diddy, you got to understand people's heartbeats work at a different rate. So if you're 19 years old, your heartbeat is faster. That's why you see 19-year-old kids running around faster than you would see a 40-year-old, because your heart it slows down in your lifetime. Somebody said Diddy party. I did go to a Diddy show, and this was in Charlotte a long time ago. That's why I got the photo that you're looking at, the thumbnail. Future was there, Diddy was there. It was a big, Diddy had a bulletproof vehicle. Now, at the time, I was still kind of confused on the photography. I was videoing him. I didn't understand that people would see it so many years later, but he had a bulletproof vehicle back then. He had a tank out there. I don't know why I didn't video that tank, but he actually ran out of the party. Security surrounded him. I thought I had a video of that, but I can't find it. But Diddy, it was a stabbing out there all those years ago in Charlotte. The diddler. I got to figure out what that is, because I just don't get it. But there was a stabbing out there, and Diddy was basically rescued. You know, it had nothing to do with him, but he was rescued by his own team. And so his team and Diddy partied. I remember I was saying, well, I would think that, most celebrities will be in and out. But Diddy was there all night, because when you're shooting these celebrity parties, you're always concerned about your car, because people come and break in cars. And at the time, I was driving a very nice Jeep Wrangler, and I was really concerned about my car because it was brand new, and I'm out there partying with all these people that's on the back of these trucks and all this stuff. So make a long story short, Diddy came out in the bulletproof vehicle, which I never videoed, which I should have videoed. And then one time, I don't get so into those things. I realized right after I shot, I said, I'm sitting up here with my camera 2 feet away from Chris Brown, and it's not even on. So sometimes we run into those issues. So welcome. I actually have a nightmare at night. I do want to, while we're in a dark area, it's a terrible night terror that I have at night. That night terror is me in New York City near Rihanna with my camera not working. So sometimes I go to sleep and I will have this night terror that I finally get my Rihanna shots, but my camera, I don't have a camera. So you can imagine how that feels. If I was in that situation, I would take the cash out of my pocket, give it to a cameraman. Hopefully I have enough cash in my hand to offer anything. That's another thing that I'm gonna start doing. You will see me closely. And I did not expect all of these people viewing tonight. We'll be reading some of these comments now. I appreciate you guys staying with me in these dark areas. Like I said, I got to go to work in the morning. Looking forward to it too. Enjoy my clients at work. So make sure you don't make no mistakes on your job. They're not going to hold it. It's almost like the penitentiary. They're not going to take any mistakes that you make lightly. I had a court date today that I'm never going to be able to make up for that, missing that day, because you have to be reliable. Welcome to the Photography Plug. Diddler, more diddler comments. Shouts out to you. Your comments do count here. Somebody say Diddy done diddler the DA. In other words, Diddy and the DA way out here. A lot of people don't understand. When I was in Georgia last summer, my sister stayed in Marietta. Like I said, the police pulled me over and had my car. Sister was so nice to get my car out. So she's in this beautiful home in Marietta. Now I'm hustling Atlanta. That's how I got the 21 Savage shots. That's how I got all of those celebrity shots in Atlanta. So, but they have my car now. So make a long story short, I have forgot about what I was saying. So we go back to the subject at hand, Diddy. We'll finish up this as we go to the top of this hill. Somebody say, how do I feel about Diddy? Or maybe they're asking you in a comment. Please answer that comment. How do you feel about Diddy? So I'm going to ask you that question. How do you feel about Diddy? Now, how do I feel about Diddy? I personally think that being that rich and powerful and whatever else he is, if you're shopping at Versace every single day, right, and you're shopping at Off Saks, and you're shopping and you're wearing Versace, right, you're getting your nails and you're getting your toes manicured. Now, I do think a man should twice a lifetime. I think a man should get a manicure twice a lifetime. Once when he's 25, once when he's 50, and probably 75. But if you get manicures every single day and you're the masculine man, and there's so many men that want to be like Diddy. That's right, because this new era, this young era, if a guy is 23, 24 years old, right, if an individual is 23, he doesn't even know who he is. So if he's influenced by Diddy, he might think that he's some type of way, but that might not be true. Maybe he was influenced, or his mom. There's an individual in Georgia, 18 years old, staying with his mom, obviously, and he come out the house with a bonnet on his head, a pink bonnet. And we're moving the house next door. And this 18-year-old man comes out the house with a pink bonnet, raised by his mother, looked like he'd never been taken out the house. So these individual people like Diddy, we don't know where he came from. In other words, was he fondled with as an adolescent? Somebody commented, it sounds like I would be doing if I know it's going to jail. Felisa commented, the dealer comes from the comic books that have riddles, jokers, Batman, Superman comes from stuff like that. Another comment, I think Diddy was fondled with. Somebody said, bro just needed a bonnet. No, my friends, this young man that I'm talking about had a pink bonnet. His mother never let him out the house. He was being abused in a way that I don't think any of us probably understand. And a man should have some dirt up under his nails, I believe. Even if you work for a corporation and you're a corporate individual. I do want to say something a little bit off the subject. And it is about that Sexy Red. Now people wonder why Sexy Red is so successful. It's because when men decided to go corporate, they realized that corporate woman was so boring. It was a time in this country where Planned Parenthood or something like that aborted more black babies than any other company in world history. A genocide, perhaps. So I think the reason why Sexy Red, and this is off the subject, is so successful is because red is what black men really want. Not that corporate woman that goes off and flies out and sleeps with the next individual by not telling you. Not that corporate woman was so boring. The Sexy Red offers something that a corporate woman doesn't. A family, a ghetto lifestyle that is a luxury lifestyle. So I just wanted to touch bases with individuals talking about that Sexy Red situation. In other words, why people gravitate towards her, because those corporate women was so boring. The corporate woman is so boring. And somebody talked about that, not just a corporate woman, but that corporate woman kind of boring her man to death. But back to the subject at hand, I'll be reading some of these comments. Somebody said 50 Cent. Now, my prediction with 50 Cent, and I'm going to end this live pretty soon here, but my prediction with 50 Cent is that he's going to burn and crash. In other words, anytime you try to troll everybody, don't come around here. Trust me. Because first we're going to greet you very nicely, and then we're going to look at you like a meal. So you think in this little bitty city that we're the only ones that don't dislike 50 Cent, and anytime you be messy, it's gonna come back on you. So 50 Cent being this fake gangster, and he is a fake gangster. I talked to a guy, he said, 50 Cent, he's a stepper. 50 who? Cent? I ain't never heard 50 Cent going to a penitentiary. I ain't never heard 50 Cent in Rockers or the Feds. All I heard was 50 Cent got shot 9 times. I never heard 50 Cent in Rockers Island. If I hear about 50 Cent in Rockers, then I'm going to say, okay, 50 thorough. Now, real thoroughbreds it's not jail. Don't get it twisted. It doesn't make you a man to go to jail or go to prison. But to be a gangster, it does. You got to prove yourself. You can't be ESTG, and if you're ESTG, we want to see the felonies you commit. If you're talking about in your rap songs, T.I., we want to see you back and forth in jail. Point blank, period. Lil Baby, we want to see you incarcerated. Anybody that portrays a gangster and talks, now if you're talking positive, Mick Mills, no wonder he fell off. He hasn't been incarcerated. P Diddy, we talking about him all night because he's incarcerated. Today, guys, you have tuned in to the Photography Plug, and I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm going to have to say good night. Good night, my friends from Germany, from all over the world. I greatly appreciate you.